If you want to spice up your zombies collection, then check out the Cold War Zombies perk poster pack. A beautiful collection of each perk as their own individual poster. Add them to your collection now via the link below. So what's going on, guys? MrDalekJD here, and Nuketown is back in Black Ops Cold War in the form of Nuketown 84. And in this video, we're going to be going over every Easter egg you can discover because there is a lot of details in this map, big and small. As we dive into Nuketown, I'd love to know your thoughts on this map in the comments section. And if you watch my videos regularly but haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button because 70% of you watching my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So hit that button, and once you're down there and you enjoy this video, click the thumbs up as well. Now, of course, we can't talk Nuketown Easter eggs without talking about the main Easter egg itself, the shooting off all the mannequin heads. I've got a separate video on this, and I'm sure you guys all know about this by now, but if you do it within the first 1 minute 30, you get one of two different 1980s arcade retro filters on your game that lasts for the rest of the game. Now, that's all well and good, but there is so much more to Nuketown than just that main Easter egg. Now, we're starting off with one of the most interesting Easter eggs out of all of them, in my opinion, and this is so fascinating for the lore of Nuketown. The original Nuketown from Black Ops 1 was situated in the Nevada National Security Site and has been home to many of the Nuketowns we've seen in the various Black Ops games. Well, in Black Ops Cold War, this particular location in the desert has been designated Site B, and in 1954, Site B was primed for the big test, but a last-minute government budget decision decommissioned the site, and it lay dormant for 30 years until in 1984, a group of social misfits traveling through no man's land discovered the site and made it their home, decorating the site with graffiti and various junk collected in their travels. Well, here is where our first Easter egg begins inside of the greenhouse garage, and you can see a bunch of scrap paper, including a massive map with two X's on it, one marked A and one marked B. If we go with the knowledge that this Nuketown is B, then A is obviously the original Nuketown, and we can see that referenced with images of the original map from Black Ops 1 as photographs, as well as an overall map layout from a bird's eye view. Well, amazingly, we can see the original Nuketown from Nuketown 84, which is a giant crater. If we go into theater mode and fly outside the map, we can see this huge crater, which is where the original Nuketown site was. So in this universe, the Nuketown that we know and love doesn't exist anymore, which is insane. And it's the first time in Nuketown history that we've ever been able to visually see a huge crater, which is a massive part of the history of Nuketown zombies, where the narrative is there was a huge drill drilling into a crater, and here we are. There's also another note in this garage which says, "We've come here to remember our best friend Dave Pooland or Dooland." I'm really bad at reading this handwriting, but I think this is an inside developer Easter egg to remember someone that was very close to one of the developers of the Nuketown map. I really wish I knew the full story to share it in this video, but if anyone can enlighten me in the comments, that would be absolutely amazing. Now, another massive feature of Nuketown is its iconic post boxes for either yellow or green house, and this is no different in this map. However, we have new names instead of Woods and Mason. Instead, we have Red Door, which is a reference to the code name of this game. If you remember leaks and rumors many months ago, the alpha build of the game was called the Red Door, and one of the final missions in the campaign called Break On Through involves a ton of red doors. If you've played it, you'll know how weird it is. But the other mailbox says Perseus, which is the name of the main villain in the Black Ops Cold War campaign. Now, the whole idea around Perseus was that he was a spy. He was part of the Manhattan Project to steal US nuclear technology, and that's exactly what Nuketown is based around, which is really cool. And what else is really cool is how much attention to detail Treyarch have put when it comes to old Activision arcade games within this map. If you've played Nuketown at all, you know that the ending outro cutscene shows a arcade game of Kaboom exploding along with the nuke dropping, and you can find that arcade machine just chilling outside the map. But we also have some other arcade machines lying around. We have 3 different arcade machines for the game Pitfall. And whilst we're on the topic of Kaboom, we can also see the artwork for the iconic character known as the Mad Bomber dropping bombs onto the main character of Pitfall below him on the side of this house. Furthermore, if we come upstairs into one of the houses, you can see artwork on the wall for another Activision arcade game called Stampede. Now, what's really cool is if you've been following following everything leading up to the release of Black Ops Cold War, you'll know that a ton of the Easter eggs that I was involved with involved all these old Activision arcade games, and here they are in all their glory in the game. But this is also cool because in the campaign, you can play pretty much all the games I've mentioned as Easter eggs as their full arcade games within the campaign. And I think I'm only barely scratching the surface here on all of the different arcade games that this map is referencing, but there's a ton of graffiti that we need to go over too. One of the least noticeable, because you need to be in the sky looking down at the map to see it, is this explosion written in 8-bit art, which is split between both roofs of the houses and on the middle bus here, which is really cool. There's also a lot of ambiguous graffiti, which could be taken in multiple different ways, such as "you only have one life," "game over," and "toy soldiers reporting for duty." And when I first heard this, I absolutely thought about Alpha Omega and its toy soldier program, linking in with the ADAM units, which are essentially mannequins from Nuketown, but are animatronic through human soul. That was a really cool detail. And on top of one of the houses as well to the side, you can see this 8-bit artwork, which looks suspiciously like a dark ether portal, something that you see in D Machina, almost like a little crack into another dimension. Now, I could be pulling at straws here with that, but when I saw that, that's the first thing I really thought of. But if you guys have any other ideas, please let me know. Now, there are a few other zombies-esque references within Nuketown, but again, it's up to your interpretation if you think these are zombies Easter eggs or not. But there's some graffiti of a tank which is shooting out one of the bombs from the Kaboom game, but you can also see some graffiti of people running away from it, and one of them looks suspiciously like one of the Victor's crew characters. A lot of people have been speculating that this is either Stuhlinger or Marlton. Given the context of the tank being involved in the D Machina Easter egg and shooting what seems like a literal bomb falling down from a tree, there could be some relevancy here to why this character looks so distinctive and similar. And a lot of people right now are talking about Victus in the Dark Ether returning at some point in the game. I think it's a great detail to point out and mention, but I wouldn't go and say 100% that this is indeed a zombies Easter egg. But obviously it's been designed there for a reason. We just don't quite know exactly what. Now, here's a really cool detail in one of the spawns on Nuketown 84. There is a fridge, and inside that fridge, you're going to see just a lonely hat lying there. Now, going all the way back to Black Ops 1, the inspiration for Nuketown was a scene in the 2008 film Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, in which Indiana Jones, pursued by Soviet soldiers, comes across a nuclear testing site with a replica of a 50s suburb and survives the nuclear blast by hiding in a refrigerator. And here we are with a very iconic looking hat in a refrigerator. It's all come full circle, and I really do think this is an Indiana Jones reference. Furthermore, right next to this is a pinball machine for a Pirate Sea game, which looks very much like it's come straight out of the Black Ops 3 multiplayer map Splash. I'm getting those same sort of vibes. I thought it was such a brilliant DLC map when that dropped originally back in Black Ops 3, and you can actually find 2 of these pinball machines around the map. That's a really cool little detail. Another cool detail, which could be seen as a bit of a stretch, is a potential buried reference within Nuketown 84. If we look on the sign, the U is now the skull of what I believe is a goat. I'm not too sure, but this is the same design as the icon for choosing the buried map on Black Ops 2, and you also can see it on the desert map Satellite on Black Ops Cold War, which is set in Angola, the same place that Buried is set in. Pretty darn cool. And another Easter egg that suspiciously looks like it could come from zombies is this beer bottles that you can find around Nuketown that is the Metro Brewery, and we have an image of a tram. Now, this gives me heavy Shadows of Evil vibes. We have a tram in Shadows of Evil, and it also fits the mood and the vibe of that map that there would be a brewery. I've even seen some people suggest that this could be the bus from Transit we're seeing on the bottle. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. Now, here is something I bet you didn't know. If you've played Nuketown and you've gone upstairs in the bedrooms, you may have seen a portrait or two of a pug. And you're probably wondering, why the hell is there pictures of pugs in Nuketown 84? We've also seen pictures of pugs in other multiplayer maps on other games, and that's because one of the main art directors at Treyarch, Nelson Plummy, who's a really awesome guy, has pet pugs, and he makes it his mission to put them in every Call of Duty game that he creates, and he's done it again. On top of that, to keep with the 80s theme, there's a lot of cans of Mountain Dew that you can find around Nuketown 84, as you can see here. And what's awesome is that this design is identical to what the actual Mountain Dew cans look like back in the 1980s. It was the same logo, same look, same everything, so that's really cool. Though I doubt people were buying Mountain Dew for double XP codes back then. And the last Easter eggs we're going to go over is just some really small details, which I think are really, really cool. And I'm sure you've noticed this, and this could potentially lead to an actual Easter egg later down the line. But around the map, you can see a ton of birds flying around in a certain formation, and they are incredibly detailed because they've been hand animated with a ton of detail. And you can see one of them just perched here on the roof of one of these houses. And lastly, if we go into one of the houses, it's got a radio that's playing a certain intermission I've been trying to hunt down, but it's an agreement between the United States and the Soviet Union to do with Soviet atomic energy agreements. There's two that they're signing, and it plays as ambient noise from this radio in the bottom floor of this house. If you're playing this in normal multiplayer, you probably won't even hear it or notice it, but if you turn the volume up enough, you can hear the audio conversation. And it's really funny that they're talking about atomic energy agreements when that's exactly what Nuketown is all about. And to end off this video, I'm going to be showing you that there are some very weird colored pieces of cloth or potentially scarves hanging around different parts of the map. Some on satellite dishes on the top of roofs, some on fences outside the map. And it's really peculiar because in the world of Black Ops Zombies, the red scarf has been an Easter egg to show the appearance of Dr. Monty. Now, obviously, he doesn't exist in this universe, at least we don't think so, and he probably won't have that human-like appearance if he does exist, but I thought it was a pretty interesting detail to include in the video. That rounds up all of the significant Nuketown 84 Easter eggs that I've been able to find. I'm sure there's more that I missed in this video, and I'd love to know if you found any cool details in the comments section below. If you like Cold War Zombies, I'm currently selling a perk poster pack of all the perks within Cold War Zombies in collaboration with RadAustin27 and Johnny J25. If you want to check them out, there's a link in this video's description where you can buy a pack of all 6 posters in one unique pack price. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like rating, subscribe for more. You can check out my previous upload on your screen right now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.